Good morning and sliding in the afternoon. Nana here, also known as Judy Allan. And yes, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but we're focusing on Paper Pumpkin here today and an alternative. So I've actually are sort of casing this from an unknown person from OnStage. They somebody came and showed it to us while we were at a restaurant where we were eating lunch and wanted our opinion. So my opinion is it's worth casing, right? And it's fun. So let me show you how we're going to do this. All right, let's go down the hands and let's do this. So you'll have to look at the pictures I've already posted. Let me see here if I can show you already on my phone without giving you my code or anything like that. All right, so I was actually at a restaurant. Me and a couple of new friends we made and all, and somebody came over from the bar, because that's where they were eating, and showed what their friend had made and wanted to know what we thought about it. So that's really what prompted me today to sit here and make this, because we were all very impressed. So apparently the person didn't think theirs looked too great, and also we're going to show you how to make it. And if you know who actually made this, please let me know, because I would definitely want to give them a shout out, because it's not my creation. I'm just going to modify it a little bit, okay? So I showed you what they made, and you can see it on the other post. And I actually had to pull it up just so I could see about making it myself, right? So that's one of the things is we've taken pictures, and I'll show you as we go along, if I can. Let's see, I'm trying to pull it up for you now. So we're going to first start with the front of the card, okay? Get that up close for you to see. All right, so I'm casing it without really knowing what they did. And you can see that it's going to involve a fussy cutting. I already did it all in advance, but I just want to show you that, yes, this was the envelope. And I did a lot of fussy cutting on this, all right? I can get this out of the way now, but I just wanted to show you. That was in the set itself. And there might be a few more flowers left that you can get out of it, but I'm not sure. Not a whole lot, right? So just clean up the mess I made, but I wanted to show you at least how we did that. So to make this, best I can tell, right, we case something we're trying to create what the other person did or do something similar. So I'm casing as best as I can tell based on looking on the card. So this is definitely the card base, right, and this is the kit. And we're just going to fold it in half. It comes scored already. And this is in the kit, too, as a card base. Now, if you wanted to know how they did that, I'll show you another picture. So when you're casing something, you want to try to create it exactly the same. Literally, I couldn't tell what they had stamped on the other side. So I just literally flipped my phone upside down from the photo so I could see what they stamped on the other side, right? So we're going to get to this right here. So first on here is I went ahead and stamped, okay? So you're not going to watch me stamp. This one here says, "To a wonderful friend." And I'm just going to put this on here with a tape runner here. So yes, you have all the adhesive in the kit, so I usually save those so I can give those to people as gifts. And same thing with the ink spots. I do the same thing. So you're going to see me use my regular ink pad just because I like to save the other for giving away to friends or to people, door prizes and all. All right, so I just stamped this. This is actually in pecan pie. In addition to this, it looked like they had stamped. This is in the kit. Just some little specks right there, right? So we're going to do that also. And they just stamped like right over here. And it looks like they had stamped right up here as well. And you know you can do it as many times as you want, right? Because it's going to blend in just fine. Alright, so I'm going to close this before I dip my hand in it. Okay. So the next thing is these have been fussy cut. Or hand cut, whatever you want to call them. And this is just from the envelope. And I actually am going to put one part of this down. And I'll go ahead and get this created. And then we'll show you compared to the original so you can see how close it looks. Okay. So I'm just going to put this down. With a little adhesive here. I don't have to put on the whole thing. Just run that. If it won't run for you, just break it across your hand. It'll go. Okay. And then the other one we're going to just put up on dimensional, right? To give it the height. Now, keep all your dimensionals. This was from this kit here. And if you want smaller, we have the mini ones. You can do that as well, too. All right? So I did fussy cut advance. And we're going to also do we're going to use a sponge here a little bit as well, too. And it just looks like they wrapped it just around here. Okay? So on stage, people had the opportunity to sit up there and do an alternative from this month's kit and post it. So I didn't get to check and see if this person posted it or not. My friend Deborah Bertner, who's part of my team, she has made an alternative to post for Paper Pumpkin up there as well too. So I'm going to be casing hers next week. But I hope you find out, if you know who this is, let me know who did this, because I'd like to give them the credit, right? It's always, if you case something, it's always nice to give the person credit that who you cased it from. So this is a mystery person, because the person that brought it over to our table was the friend. We never even saw the face of the person that created this. So it's funny, right? You get over 2,000 Stampin' Up! Demonstrators at one big party, and you're all at restaurants and all, so that's just how things happen. So here we go. That is the front of the card that I could best tell. And yeah, see there? Okay, so there we go, right there. Now the only other thing that we'll do in a minute is we'll add some Wink Stella, all right? Wink Stella is always good. All right, so now we're going to do the inside of the card. So the inside of the card, they made it just a little bit shorter. So they've used this. And the way that I made this shorter is if you take your scoring tool here, like cutting and scoring tool, halfway point of the card is going to be 5.5. So what I did, 4.25, sorry, 4.25. All right, there's the middle of the card, 4.25. So all I did is moved this over here a 1/4 inch. So now I'm at 4.5 inches. And I took the scoring tool and I scored it to make the line over here. And all I did is took it and flipped it around, did the same thing again. So you're 4.5 inches from each side of the end of the cards. And again, I scored it, and that's how we got this right here. Okay. So then, and this allows us to have this like this little bitty mound right here, right? So it's going to give me a 1/4 inch, and that's what I used to determine it, because it looked like they had a 1/4 inch on each end. And you had this in the middle. So the only thing I need to do is they also had a little bit of white on the outside of this as well. So to do that, and they might have done there's a little bit more because they actually look like they added some paper or something. I don't know what it is. So I'm just doing mine this way. All right, mine might be a little bit different from theirs because I don't have the exact measurements, and I'm basically guessing and estimating, right, based on what I can see. And I'm going to do the same thing. So in this way, this is just going to give us about a 1/4 inch all the way around this here to make this happen. Okay. So yes, I do have my phone on silent. So if you were going to message me or anything, then you just have to let me know. All right, so see how when I go and put this together, this is what this is going to look like, just like that there. Okay? And it's going to open up, and we're going to have it go this way here. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to use some glue. And we're going to put this down here. You know, yesterday or Wednesday, this stuff, I just squeezed it, and the stuff like came out in a big glob. It made a mess, and I had to clean my glass mat because it was, there we go. And I had to clean it because it made a big mess of glass. And we're going to take some of that there, believe it, or get another one. Keep these upside down so they're ready, so that must be about out. I just wanted to go everywhere like I did on Wednesday. On Wednesday it was like, oh my gosh, I had glue. I even set it aside and right it went over. So the nice thing about OnStage is you know, Stampin' Up! Is Paper Pumpkin as well as the other products, right? I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, we're just going to put some tape down here. And the reason why I use the glue, because we're actually going to, on that tab there that we just created in the middle, is that's where we're going to put some other stuff on there, right? So I'm just going to get this here. We can get it down. And again, it doesn't matter. So you got to keep in mind, this is directional paper, okay? So see the direction? So when the person I'm going to give this to opens it, I just have to line this in the middle seam, right? Because we already know that's where it's going to be. Just make sure if you mess up, then okay, it's okay. The world went on end. I promise you. I couldn't tell you how many times I've messed up and the world didn't end. Or I should say opportunities for creativity. I shouldn't say messing up. I have had opportunities for creativity that I just didn't have on my agenda, right? All right, so just making sure this is in the center. All right, so keep in mind, when you go put the stuff on here, it does make it a little thick right there, right? Because we got a lot of bulk. So if you sew or anything else, you know, when you got a bunch like that, right? You got a bulk. It's okay. It'll fold and go in an envelope. That's what matters. All right, so now we're gonna sit here and we're gonna put these together. So it looks like they fussy cut, and they use these as well too. Now theirs, they actually, and I'll show you here. I can't. Let me show it to the side so my techie doesn't get after me about showing my password live. All right, so here is what I got right here, and let's see if you can see that. Okay, so you can see that the tag is down over here, and they've got it looking like that. So this is like the back side, and that's the front side. All right, so I've done a lot of fussy cutting here, and what we're going to do, they actually added some different greenery with that, which is fine. I did not. So it looked like they took this right here, stamped it on maybe on old olive cardstock, and fussy cut it. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something just a little bit different, because I've already did a lot of fussy cutting just to get this together here from the envelope. Okay, so and I like this here. This is really, really nice. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a sponge. If I had, so when I tell you can use a sponge, you can use a sponge, you can use a blending brush. I'm trying to think what else, and I might not do any of it if I can't find my old olive. Thought I had it handy here, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, so see, the world didn't end. We're going to continue to go on. But what I will do is I'll get my old olive, and I'm going to color this in the background. If you wanted to, let's see if I have enough of this to do. You could sit there and glue this. Try to see how that pattern would look. You could actually take this and glue this down and have a green background if you wanted to. If I did that, though, I wouldn't make sure it's directional, right? So I would have to do it this way. So let's just do one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? Wasn't how I was originally going to do this, but let's do it anyway, because it's always a good exercise, right? So, like I said, in her particular case, it looks, well, I know it was a her because I could see her back, okay? So I do know that much. I didn't see her face, didn't see her head. We just saw the person that hopped over to our table and said, hey, what do you think, right? So that's how OnStage is when you go. You meet new people. People come say hi to you. And everybody gets so excited, sometimes they forget to tell you their name or anything else. So I'm just going to, so this is fussy cutting or hand cutting, whatever you want to call it. I'm not actually fussy cutting the image out of the paper this round. I'm actually going to fussy cut around this. So actually what this is going to do, a little different than what was done, right? So in case, so we can either do it exactly like they did, or we sit there and they get inspired and we try to create it as best we can. And maybe alter it a little bit. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to alter a little bit. Yes, to me, I don't mind fussy cutting, hand cutting, whatever you want to call it. It's better than silky fabric that slips on you everywhere you go. So let's put it in perspective. And it's like cutting paper dolls for me, so I can just zone out and just go. So I'm just going to get this here. I'm just going to do one. I'm not going to do all of them, because that take a little bit, and I'm not sure how much you really want to watch me fussy cut. So even when we do retreats, and we have fussy cutting, I always encourage people to do it ahead of time, because everybody fussy cuts at a different rate, right? So it's okay. It's all good. It's all about having fun, right? About creating, sharing, and giving. That's the main thing. So anyway, so this person at the restaurant, we had actually hopped down and met some people from the state of New York. See how it's going to look on the back side? I think it'll be okay. So what I've done is I've cut out all these different ones from the envelope because I'm going to put them back here, right? So I just didn't want this basically white, because if you flip these over, they're white on the back side, right? So you could do it one of two ways. In this particular case, they actually die cut, they had stamped and die cut that out. I chose just to cut these out. I was going to do this in green, and I'm just going to put these on here back here like this. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of greenery, and I'm actually going to sit up there and put one down with a glue dot, which I do have glue dots. These are left over from a kit. I'm trying to think if it was this kit or not. I don't know, right? Because I'm always creating. And, you know, I always tell you to save everything from your other kits because, right, if I go and give somebody something, I usually make sure they get a full pack of whatever I give them. Okay, this one I'm just going to put up on a dimensional, okay? Alright, so now one thing I did do is when I cut this, there's a couple places where I sit there and actually cut just a little bit between these. And the reason for that is because this way I can sit up there and make it a little bit more 3D looking if I want. I don't see my bone folder, so I'm just going to use my scissors. You just need something that's going to help you round it, right? Just a little bit for that 3D looking effect. A pencil would work too. I usually use my bone folder, but I just got back in town this week, right? And I've still got to get things back organized. And I'm just going to put this right here. Okay? So there you go. So I'm going to have greenery on the back side, back here when it's facing this way. And then the person that gets this is going to get the greenery on the other side here. Now I can see right now this looks like this is going to be too short for this, right? So if it's going to be too short, I'm just going to snip it, okay? Because I need it, you need something that's going to support the weight of this, right? And it's just enough to open it. I'm just not sure that it's going to hold very well. So I'm going to sit there and just do this here. And I think they might have gone a little bit deeper on theirs when they did it, because they actually had some kind of paper at the end that they did. And I don't know what it is. So if I do it like this, so when I lay this down, it'll look like this. And I have a little bit more support here, right, to hold this up, because we're going to have 3 of these. All right? So I'm going to start this one in the middle first. And you know, it's okay if it crosses over to the other side. If you see this here and I fold this down, it crosses over. That's okay, right? It's just going to be on the back side. So at least right now, I'm going to put a glue dot, and we'll see if it holds the glue dot. I'm just going to put that glue dot right in the center here. I think. Okay, glue dot is stuck to my finger now. Yay. Cool. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and get another one because that's not going to be enough. I can tell you that already. I don't need to know anything that day. So, okay, there we go. I'm happy with that. Alright, so all I'm going to do is take it like right here, and we're going to make sure it's even the bottom, right? And we're just going to press. Okay? And that way it's just going to stand up like that. And we have 2 more. So we're going to do the same thing, right? Because if I sit there and put this on here like this, right? It's going to be like this. But then on the back side, it's going to be white. But I want it to be so the person can put it any way they want to put it, right? They can look at it and so forth and so on. So as much as I really didn't want to go and do 3 of these like this. Trying to think here. So I'm going to have to do the same. Now this one here, and when you look it down, I want you to see. So when we go and put this one down here, actually, yeah. I'm just checking to make sure, right? I don't want it upside down. I'm just looking to see which would look better, right? I think it's going to go this way. All right, so if I'm going to let this lay down, just like I did with this one over here, I can't do it right there because that's too thin, right? But I can do it just like that. So all I'm going to do is just trim this a little. Okay, I'm just going to trim this part off right here. And I'll just make it look like it just by moving my scissors around and rounding it off a little bit. So it looks like that's just the way it came, right? Okay, now I have more to actually help put that down right there. Okay, let's see if I got any kind of, I have enough greenery here. I don't think I have enough greenery here that I can actually do what I did a minute ago. Let's see what I got left. I could do this one. All right, let me glue this one down. I'll do the same thing. I will make sure that whatever direction I'm going, it's going right. And I'm not worried about that. Okay, so you look and see how this is on the back here, part of the envelope. I'm not worried about that because it's going to be covered, right? I'm just going to put some glue down on this here. And we'll cut around it. And it doesn't matter because this is covered, right? Nobody's going to see it. As long as there isn't a seam on this side. See, there isn't a seam here where I'm going to cut out. I'm making sure. Yeah. Okay, and I can move over just a tad if I needed to. If it hadn't dried too quick. Yeah, I might have dried it. Yeah, I did it too quick, but it's okay. Okay, and I'm just going to cut around it just like we did. So, just, you know, if you're looking forward to making sure how it looks, just all you do is flip it over, just make sure you're not having a seam right in the middle of it, right? Because originally when I was doing this, I had a seam. One of the flowers or leaves I cut out had a seam right down the middle of it from, right, the envelope, because it's part of the envelope. So that wasn't really going to work because I couldn't hide it. I tried to hide it and it wasn't having great success. So just to make sure, right, when you go and do it, that you're not going to have a seam there right in the middle of it, because this is what's going to be showing. So if somebody goes and shows off what you made for them, they can show you what an amazing job you did on both sides, right? So it's sort of like if you were sewing something, right? And somebody want to turn the inside out, see how it looks. You want to make sure it looks nice on the inside as well, too. So it's no different, right? In any of our crafting, we try to hide our work and stuff we did. Even if you're doing flower arranging, right? You always try to make sure everything looks good on both sides. Okay, so see how that's going to look on this side? Now, I sat there and did these to go on this side. You just have to make sure you're in the right direction, right? I didn't finish that. Let me keep on going. So we're going to sit there, like I said, just like we did the other one. We're going to do the greenery on the back just the same way. All right, so it's going to be like this, correct? And then we're just going to come over here and put the greenery back here, just like I'd already planned on doing it. Now this one I can do with glue dots. This is really light and everything, so I'm not worried about doing this with just glue dots. So when I did the threes like this, I just sat there and started with the back, and we're just going to move forward, right? So I put one here. So this is why you want to make sure everything looks nice, right? Because whoever you give this to is going to look. They're going to look to see how nice it is. They're going to be checking out the whole thing. I did on this one the same thing like I did the other one. There's some of them I actually, see how I sit there and slit it like this here, so if I want to give it a nice 3D look, I can. And we'll do this last one. Same thing here. Now this one here, I actually did 2 of these. So I can actually come and do the same thing, right? And get that whole 3D look. A little bit more than what we got. Now this paper is thinner because it's the envelope, right? Than regular cardstock. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to take this off here. And we'll put it right there. See, we just have a little bit of depth there. See how we did that? Alright, and then I'm going to sit here and we're just going to put this on right here. And we just need to make sure it's okay. So if it comes over to the side like that, it's okay. The main thing is as long as it's still in the envelope. So I'm actually going to separate mine out just a little bit, just like that. And put some glue down here. Now again, I'm just going to put the glue on this here. I'm not going to put it on the extra stuff I put here on the back, because that way it can just go over on the side over there. But I'm going to put some glue here. Alright, and then we're just going to sit there. As we go do this here, we're just going to make sure I did. So I actually did get that on. Everything's green, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Making sure. Right? Because once I get this down, yeah, if I have to take it off, then I can. It's just easier to get it right the first time. Okay? Alright, and then this is the last one. So we just want to make sure as you do these, you just want to make sure you can fold it up and fold it back down. Alright, this is the last one. This one, let's see if we can do the same thing. I don't know if I have enough of anything, but we'll see. Alright, so this one here is going to have a seam. Okay, let me hold it there for you. But because I have 2 of these and put 2 of these there, I can cover the seam. Okay? So I'm not worried about it this time. So it goes back to what I was telling you a while ago, that if you can hide it, then use it, right? But if you can't hide it, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. At least to you it is. It's not to the person you give it to, but to you, that's all you're going to think about is that you can see that, right? All right, so I'm just going to put that there. We're going to cut around this just like we did the other 2. So I like this here. I like this set because we all have friends that help us grow, right, in one way or the other. Either, I'll just leave it at that. They help us grow one way or the other, right? And it's always nice to be thanking them, right? Because it's amazing how we touch one another's lives, whether we realize it or not. And it's nice to just thank somebody sometimes. So, actually, at this lunch, people were sharing with us, and one of the ladies is actually she's an ICU nurse. You got to listen to her amazing, incredible things that she does, as well as her friend. And she's someone that was just really. I'm going to work on sending her a thank you note, because I can't say she helped me grow per se, but she was very inspiring, and I'm very grateful for people like her that are in ICU and they take care of our loved ones when our loved ones are in ICU. And it's not always an easy job, right? So we're going to reach out and thank them, and we just had a very nice lunch. Okay, so we're almost through here, and we're just going to do like we did with the other two. Alright, so I'm going to come to the back side here, and I can cut it off on. Let's first see how this is going to work. Okay, I think that'll be okay, but it most probably would be better if I just cut it off a smidgen here. So a smidgen for me on this one's much like it can be like this here. Alright, and then I'm going to come right here and do this here. Okay, so let's see how this is going to look for us. Just a second here. Let's see here. Hi, Susie. So you can say, who's talking to me? Okay, so and this one I'm going to do a little bit different for you, so you can just see how we do it differently. Okay, I'm just going to put some glue right here. And see how I can just lay this down. And we're just going to put it. So I'm just going to space it about the same as I can tell. But I'm letting it go over just a little bit. Alright? And then I'm just going to flip this over. Oops, it'll be okay. Just be like that. I'm going to flip it over. So you can see the back side here. Alright. Let me get something to help hold this down a second. Let's see that. Hold that down for me. Okay. Then I'm just going to take these right here. Just so you can see how it looks. Can look on the back side, so you can do it either way. And I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to put a little glue down here. Now this one I only cut 2. Because that's what I thought I needed, really. And I'm just going to take it like right here. So it doesn't matter if these others touch or not, right? They're just going to sort of fold behind each other. Because the one I put on front is really the base, right? And the back is just extra to make it extra pretty. Now they actually put bling on theirs, and this kit did not come with bling, and I did not bring any bling. Okay, let me see. I might have to trim that just a smidgen, right? Because it's going to fold over, so I just want to trim that off. And these are really sharp on the point, so be careful, because I have accidentally nicked myself before with the scissors on the end, thinking I was out of the way, and I was not. Now, one other thing that they did was it looked like they wrapped ribbon. Okay, so this is how ours is going to look. It's going to look a little different, not exactly the same, but hey, that's the best we could do. So we've got a pop-up. Now we've got a pop-up card, right? And here's the other side. Let's just add some Wink of Stella, because Wink of Stella. Okay. I don't have my Wink of Stella with me. I'm looking. I rated everything to go out of town, and I haven't put everything back yet. Okay, you're just going to pretend like I put Wink of Stella all over this, okay? And we'll put it on the leaves. And we put some on the leaves here too. And we'll put some on the leaves here as well. Wink of Stella was the glitter brush, right? So I think I took every glitter brush I have with me when I went out of town. So I didn't run out of glitter brush. So look how nice is this. It says, to a wonderful friend. And we've cut it out and put our stuff there. And then we open it. We've got a pop-up card. Right? And then we have this right here. So the one thing they did add that I thought was really cute. They didn't do it on all of them, it looks like. And I'll show you again. Hello, Pat Hoover. Let's see if you can see. I can't, so let's see if I can try and think how I can do that for us here. Okay, so here it is right here. So this one right here looks like they put some ribbon there. It doesn't look like there was any other ribbon anywhere else, but you can see how this was created, and you can see how ours looks in comparison, right? So it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. I'm going to at least put a little bow around this one because I can, right? We don't have to do it on every single one of them. And we're just going to make a nice little bow. And then we can add embellishments if we want to. But I thought it was nice. I thought it was nice the way the person sat there and did it. And just made a little bow. I'm hoping they own up to making it because it's beautiful. The person that had brought it over to our table for us to look at it, so the person didn't think it was nice and didn't want to submit it to the entry for and post it on the paper pumpkin board they had there at OnStage. Okay, my friend did, but okay, so there we go. The others, I don't have enough stem on there, but I could make a bow and just let it drape, right, if I wanted to, but we'll just leave the one on this one right here. And there you go. And that's how easy it was, all from the kit, right, except for Wing Costella. So I hope you enjoyed it, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving. That's really what it's all about, you know. It's about creating, sharing, and giving. And you know what? I think it's nice to give somebody a nice pop-up card, right? So whoever the mystery person is that originally created this, hope you're watching and you can let us know. And so you put your name out there, right? So it's all about creating alternatives from the paper pumpkin kit. And that was everything from the kit. So there you go. Except for the Wing Castellan, if I add some bling, right? Those would be extra. The rest is from kits or previous paper pumpkins. So have an amazing weekend. It's a beautiful day here. We're going to get in the 80s today. A little warmer than usual this time of the year, but it's okay. It's a beautiful day. So go out there, create, share, and give. And thank you for supporting us here on Facebook and following us. And thank you for also following us on Adventure Stamping and on YouTube. And with that, look forward to seeing you next week. We'll create another alternative, and that'll be Deborah Burtner's alternative. Whoop, whoop. All right. Have a great one. See you soon. Bye.